I knew what I wanted before I began. Maya's input was important throughout to turn this general idea into a specific plan. It's important to get it right. We are all of the generation that grew up with TV from childhood. That means we are all expert video viewers and can spot mistakes without even trying. The first step was setting the scene. We moved the tree and decorations into the room and adjusted them until we got the right look. I wanted a warm, cozy night scene augmented with as few additional lights as possible. Compact cameras in video mode have poor low-light performance, so I gambled that the fuzzy artifacts in the recording would be acceptable in this context.
Merry Christmas, everyone! Šťastné a veselé Vánoce!
The first take had me popping the champagne cork. I tried to quickly fill the glasses and get back on camera, but the first glass overflowed and ended up nearly empty. By the time both glasses were sufficiently full, there was a long gap in the action. For the second take, I filled the glasses first, then recorked the bottle and shook it slightly, hoping to get a good pop on the reopening. Big mistake! A dull thud was the result, and champagne sprayed all over me and everything around. I cracked up when it came time to say my part.
Merry Christmas, everyone! Šťastné a veselé Vánoce za tou veľkou louží.
And there's a wish.
Yeah, shower. That's okay.
I know, I just really...
In the following takes, we
screwed up.
worked on better timing to keep the whole thing flowing smoothly, worked on improving body position and
Merry
body
Christmas,
English.
everyone! Šťastné a veselé Vánoce
I wanted to
za
make
tou
our video
veľkou
message
louží.
short, to keep the file size small so recipients with the slow connection wouldn't have to wait for Christmas for the thing to download. After several kisses and toast, we were definitely in the holiday mood. We finally got a result that seemed acceptable and moved everything back to where it normally was. It was late and Maya went to bed. This means no reshooting was going to happen. I transferred the files to the computer and proceeded to see what we had. Not good. The light shining on our faces was too weak and way too far away. Standing in front of the spotlight on the wreath, Maya was hard to see, and I looked mostly like a shadow. The artificial spotlight tool in Photoshop Elements allows adding selected light to portions of the scene. I had to use it pretty heavily, which degraded the video somewhat, but it would have to do. Now it was time to trim the start and finish, add the title, isolate the sound of the cork pop from the first take, and add it right after Maya finished her greeting. The last take was the best overall, but it still had flaws. Maya's delivery was not as good as the previous takes, especially the first one. I should have hesitated a few seconds after the pop and walked slowly and calmly into the scene, and my own bobble-headed delivery left a lot to be desired. It would have been possible to cut and paste the best parts, add a separate soundtrack, and even overdub the vocals. It would have been an editing nightmare, but possible. This was genuine, and with the exception of the lighting improvement and cork pop, was just as it happened in real time. It took about 6 hours from the start of the scene setup to the finished product.
Merry Christmas, everyone! Šťastné a veselé Vánoce!
And here's a wish for good health and happiness in the new year.